peace talks. We've still got a lot of problems waiting to be solved, but for today, let's celebrate. Maybe it's time you and I retire, Rock. We should run a little shop together. What do you say? Now that we've completed the Continental Railroad, I think we can leave the rest to the next generation, pal. This place has always been lively, but I've never seen it like this before.
Well now, here's a familiar face. Shall we be on our way?
Well, that was simple. Sigh. Really, Temenos? Fine, I'll overlook it this time. So Temenos just bailed on his friend. I try my best to not get in Lady Malia's way. Malia, it's so good to see you again. Will, how is business going? Oh, Malia, that was the girl who inherited the estate after Casti tried to save her, well, postpone her mother's death until she was of age, and then her mother died. Hey there, Malia, it's been a while. Everyone loves your town's herbs. That was the shoe shining boy. Misha, I can't believe that man. Where has he gone to this time? Yeah, it was Misha. It was the rich guy's butler. The city can be very dangerous. Elena, you need to watch your step. There's still time until the show starts. I need to get a present for Papa. I need to keep honing my skills. When I work hard, Sesk works hard. Our next voyage is going to be a long one. I should have all the fun I can on land today. Weren't these like wasn't one of these one of the first people Casti cured, and the other was like the overly defensive brother? I look forward to seeing her shine upon the stage.
It's good to see you again, my friend. Let us be on our way. It's time we celebrate her new journey.
I'm guessing Agnia? I'm guessing she's like a superstar now? I knew Boss was amazing, but I never thought he'd bring us to a city like this. Where's that ticket Boss bought me? It said the show starts at, Alright, that's Particio's Boys. Oh my god, we brought the lion. Recruiting again, Boss? We've already got 30 newcomers just this month. You there with the white fur, would you like to join our traveling troupe? He's going up to Lion Jesus and trying to recruit it for a circus. You look like you have promise, and the more people we have, the merrier the performance. Kohaza, even the Great Isle Warden is reduced to a mere attraction in this big city. I will try my best not to frighten the humans. Was it Rock's assistant? Thurston, the president makes the final decision, but perhaps I could put in a good word for a passionate youth like yourself. Greg, I'll work hard, I promise. Please let me prove it to you. Freaking Greg. That was the guy who tried to take over the estate, but then he saw the light. Is that the latest model of the astronomical telescope? I can't believe it. The refractive index is... You'd be surprised to find out just how key the Neo-Steam engine's metallic plates were in my research. Oh, is the steam engine guy and the telescope guy. Mao, I heard there's a big star in town. Maybe I'll go see what's happening at the theater later. Wait, we missed someone. Are they in this building? Hey, there's our boy.
I've been waiting for you. No time for pleasantries. Let's mosey.
That's mosey. Dulcinea. Oh ho ho, you won't want to miss tonight's performance. Lila, I knew a star would draw a crowd, but that was fast. Yeah, I didn't do Lila's side story. I'm sorry, I didn't care. Ho ho, time hasn't changed her one bit. Haha, she's come quite a long way, hasn't she? Oh, these are the old people that remembered that Dulcinea was trained by Agnia's mom. Lady Raimei, I refuse to be late no matter what. I will keep my promise. Lady Raimei, there's no need to rush. There's still plenty of time before the show starts.
Hey there, I'm Paula, Agni's little sister. I'm so glad you could make it. I'm about ready to explode from excitement.
Please don't. Wait, I'm sorry, did you just elbow your way into my party? Oh, I can't mess with the party. Okay, well, alright. I've been kidnapped. Are you watching, Kwani? Today your little girl becomes a star. It's Agnia's dad. It is. It's gonna be an Agnia show. Okay, so it looks like some of the members of the crew are over in the other section of the city. Agnia gets replaced in the party, yep, by her zero training little sister. Palm, this jerky's incredible. The scent, the taste. Oh, I can't get enough. Is that the fat kid? That is the fat kid who said he was going to be a hunter, and then he met Tara, and he went, never mind. This is the first time I've seen a human eat so happily. He's like, I'm going to be a hunter. And Ocho was like, uh-huh. What a beautiful melody. It makes me want to dance. Oh, it's Hikari's bard lady. Today is a beautiful day for a song.
Thank goodness we were able to find each other. I'm looking forward to the performance.
What's up, Mom? How you been? I think I need to go through that alley over there. This is Throne's house, like at the very beginning. This is where she was with that other guy that she ended up killing.
You're late.
And her dog was here.
No, I only just arrived myself. Let's go.
There's someone in the building to the left of us. Gus, so this is where she danced, huh? It's a nice place. Coffee's good too. That was Agnia's fighting partner in her newbie zone.
I hate crowds.
Is that really all he says? He's like, this sucks. That's me if you ever invite me to your wedding, chat. I'm just gonna show up and be like, this sucks. I'm closing up early today. Got some hot plans later. Do I even need to introduce the man who says hot in every sentence like it's the word Omicron? Nikki, come on, get up, GIF, or we'll be late for the show. I don't know what he's so sad about. The president knows he's doing good work. GIF, I'm working hard, really I am, but still, the president is hick. Look how many people are following me, oh my gosh. Alpione, beautiful muscles. Ha, that's the first time anyone's ever said that about me. Okay, this guy is the gladiator with the claws from Hikari's story. I don't remember Alpione. Does anybody remember her? Say, you have some, really beautiful muscles. Who is she? He was the gladiator in Hikari's story he was forced to fight. This may be the greatest audience this theater has ever seen. That's Dulcinea's manager. Veronica, Madame Dulcinea seems even more fired up than usual today. It was the thug from Agnia. The thug? I truly don't remember that one. Man, everyone else up until this point I did. Hi Agnia, we replaced you. Look at that giant beehive hair over on the right-hand side. Man, imagine sitting behind that. Paying all that money for a ticket, sitting behind that beehive. You didn't even get a new outfit? I would have thought she would have, like, gotten fancy clothes or something for this.
Life is a journey. The places you go, the deeds you do,
I swear to God, you better do more than spin.
the tales whose hero you become. Every road is yours to take.
You gathered everyone except the healer nun? No, we found Cassie.
I once went on a journey. I was one of 8. My friends and I visited every corner of the realm.
Wow, she didn't count Mahina.
The
Wow.
winding road we walked was full of surprises. And I know the memories we made will be with me forever. Looking back on them now brings a comforting warmth to my heart. Our lives are both a journey and an adventure. The path ahead may be dangerous, and you may even feel like giving up when the night is long and dark.
The 8 included Mahina, it didn't count Agni.
But remember, in those times, especially in those times, you don't need to walk alone. No path is too perilous, so long as friends are at your side.
Do you remember that story of people who went to a Kanye concert and he just like
Walk
ranted for a long
astride
time?
to the dawn.
And he like hardly sung at all? I feel like right now these people are having that feeling. Dude, the lion is taking up 2 seats in the back. Oh, there's some poor soul behind the lion. You can't even see him.
I hope that your journey and the dawn that awaits are filled with light.
Dude, Mahina has a seat.
This song is for you.
I just realized no one is sitting. They're all standing in front of their chairs. Lion has a cheek in each seat. They had to uninstall 2 of the armrests.
Octopath Traveler.
2. 2. That was a different game. We didn't play that one. Thank you for traveling with us. Oh my gosh. All right, let's take this all in. Okay, first of all, Oswald is a unit. Look at how big Oswald is. Oh my god. Dude, Agnia is the size of Oswald's arm. That is insane. Throne is giving Temenos the side eye. She's like, ooh. Dude, no wonder Oswald got along with Particio. Oswald had to like crane his neck to see everyone else in the party. He got back pain trying to talk to anybody else other than Particio. That's why they got along. Holy crap, dude. How tall? Okay, Mahina's, or not Mahina, sorry. Ochet's leaning forward, but is she like 4'5"? Good lord. Okay, so it looks like Casty's got some berries or something. Hikari's having a little snack. Particio told a good joke. Oswald's not laughing because Particio's not funny. Thronea has given Temenos the side eye. Temenos is solving murders. Agni is like, wow. And Ochet's thinking about jerky. Ochet is small. So is Agni, apparently. But yeah, more small. The biggest Japanese versus the smallest European. Oh, it's actually over if you do the epilogue. What happens if I load back in? It's before I did the epilogue. Okay, so if you want to continue playing, you just don't do the epilogue. Okay. Holy shit. We did it. Oh my gosh. That, I want to be clear. This was fun. But it was long. Like, I'm not ranting like, oh my god, I hated that. I couldn't wait for it to be over. It's not like that. It's just, it was so long there. My goodness. What's the playtime? Let me quit so that Steam refreshes. And let me see. 62.6 hours for the whole thing. It was 62.6 hours. 57 hours in the save file. I mean, there might have been some times I like reloaded or something. But yeah. Okay, chat. It's time for a little review. It's time for a little review. All right, this was the first time I ever played a game like this. Obviously, this is very similar to like the old Final Fantasy games, stuff like that. And I would not have probably started something like this if someone had not, you know, sponsored me to do so. Octopath Traveler 2 sponsored me to play their game for 2 hours. And I played it for 2 hours. And I was like, hell, this is kind of fun. You know? And my first 2 hours were basically doing Ochet's Newbie Zone and meeting Casty. That's what it was. The best 2 characters in terms of gameplay. And, you know, honestly, this title screen alone, what you're seeing right now, was a big part of the reason I kept playing. I was like, this is beautiful. Like, look at that. For a game that's got 2D sprites, I didn't expect it to look this good. Like, I've got very high praise for the graphics in this game, the ambiance, the graphics, the music, the sound, the artwork. It looks awesome. And because they didn't go for like a realistic art style, this is a game that will age well. Because they just went for like charming animation, and that stuff ages well. If you try to make something look super realistic, stuff looks better in time, and then the realistic stuff looks really crappy as technology goes forward. But if you just find like a charming little art style, it withstands that test of time. It'll be good for a long time. The combat, it was simple turn-based. I say one thing that blew me away is how much in-depth the game was, and it only took me one arm to play it. I'm sure you guys notice constantly I'd be like this, I'd be like this. The entire thing could be played with WASD, E, F, and C, I think. I think that's it. Like, because it emulated like a controller on the left half of the keyboard. That's all I needed. Like, it was just those keys. So it was... That was just an interesting thing. Not really a pro or a con. It just took some getting used to. The game was very, very in-depth. Like, there was so many little factors to things that, you know, you want to Google and stuff like that. That it did give you a pretty good tutorial on, like, breaking shields and doing big hits and stuff like that at the beginning. However, there was a lot of stuff later on that's, like, you have no idea if you would not Google that stuff. There was just so much. There was just so much stuff. I would... dude, look at that. Look at that right now, that shot. That looked fantastic. There was a few things... Let me switch views here. Hold on a second. So... Oh, that's not it. Give me just a second. Where is... Where did I put the, shoot. Was it this one? No, that wasn't it. I'm looking for where I had my notes. Give me just a moment here. Sorry about that. I thought I had it... Did I just have it at the bottom of one of my other reviews? Nope. Well, I have misplaced my notes. That's not good. I'm gonna have to find these later. Let's see, review. Ah, there we go. Found it. Okay, so the main things I would say for like cons in the story. Oh man, does the music stop if you're at the title screen too long? The main thing I would say for like cons in the story, and there's not a lot, but there is some. Oh, there we go. One is, I would imagine there was a team of writers for this, and not just like one person. That's a guess. And the reason I say that is some of the stories were dramatically better than the others. Like, for example, the whole premise of like Oswald being framed for the murder of his family and getting thrown in prison, blah, 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 blah. Like, that was interesting. It was like, oh my God, there's a lot of you know, weight behind this. But then, you know, he met Harvey, and Harvey was like, "Mwahaha, I killed your family because I wanted to, mwahaha." And it was like, he was such a shallow villain. Like, he did the monologuing, he did the evil laughing, and it was just like, Jesus Christ. And then it got to, you know, the big finale, and you know how Oswald beat him? With the one true magic. You know how he finally figured it out? The power of love. Which, okay, and then, you know, that wasn't it. Ochette, when she fell in the water, suddenly a blue flame of friendship erupted in her chest, and she was able to beat down her boss. And, you know, Agnia sang a song about the power of friendship that reinvigorated everybody. So it was like, I realize it's like a very anime thing, but honestly, at this point, maybe I'm just an old man, but when I see like the power of friendship just suddenly beats the fight, I feel like that's just kind of lazy. Like, you could come up with some really creative good, like, oh my God, the thing at the end when you figured out how Kazan manipulated everyone, that was amazing writing. That was really good. Like, they made connections from Particio at the mall to Kazan at the arena to Kazan getting Mugen to attack his father and then getting Hikari to lead a revolution to take down Mugen just so Kazan could have an opening to get the sword, to sacrifice a different guy with the sword to extinguish one of the flames. Like, it was, dude, it was like a 10-step ahead process. Like, that was really interesting. And then you've got these other moments where it's like, I win. Why? My friends are behind me. Okay, I'll blast them too. Like, you know, so there was that. So sometimes the story was really shallow. That said, I think the incredibly good storytelling of like that spans the entire length of the game would make me rate, like, you know, the storytelling overall like a 7 out of 10. It's like sometimes the storytelling was a 1 out of 10, and sometimes I would say it was like a 9 out of 10. But I would say it was like 7 out of 10 on average. So that is something I would say. XP sharing. Okay, I don't know how many of you guys played the original Pokemon games. The first Pokemon games did not have any form of XP share. So what you had to do, let's say you were trying to level a level 1, I don't know, Abra. You would have to send Abra in, quickly swap him out so he was in battle for a turn, and then your guy that you swapped in would get hit by the enemy, then you one-shot kill him, presumably, and then Abra would get half the XP. And you'd have to do that for every fight. Later, they made an item called XP Share. One Pokemon would hold it, and even if they were in your backline, they would get half of the XP. Then, later, in I don't know what generation, they made it to just where the whole party XP shared. And it was like, thank God. This game needs that. And the reason is not really apparent for like half the game. So, you know, at the beginning, it's like, okay, you meet Hikari, that's an hour, you meet Ochette, that's an hour, you meet Cassie, that's an hour, and it's fine. Then you've got 8 people, and you can only have 4 in the party at once. Fine. Then you start to do Chapter 2. Well, Chapter 2, the people need, you know, recommends level 15, but you don't have to be. Okay, and then, so at this point, you've had your main person in your party the entire time, because you can't swap them out. So in my case, it was Ochette. So Ochette was like level 30, I had some others that were level 20, and a few of them were like 10. And then it got to the point where, like, when I was doing a Step of Throne's story, she was like level 10, everyone else was like level 30, Ochette was level 50, and we were just like killing everything for Throne. And it's like, if you wanted to do certain things, like I remember there was a step where Throne had to steal something from someone, but it required her to be 35. I had to take her out in the desert and farm mobs for like an hour and a half, power leveling her, so that she could click one button because it had a level 35 requirement on it. And so it's basically, it got to the point in the mid to late game where every time I wanted to do a story step of someone that hadn't been in my party the entire time, I had to do a power leveling montage. And I like the game, but that got old fast. That got very old fast. And then, yeah, occasionally there would be battles like Hikari had one-on-ones, Oswald had one-on-ones with his mugging ability, and Temenos had one-on-ones with his, was it Inquisition? No. His confession? I forget the exact word for it, but Temenos had a one-on-one mechanic as well. But there was a lot of times where it's like, okay, next I want to do this chapter of this guy's story, but he's too low, gotta go power level him for a while. And that happened many, many times in the mid to late game. The worst offender being the final boss, where for the first time ever, we had to bring all 8 people into the fight. And that kind of went hand in hand with the auto-equip mechanic, which puts your best gear on your 4 active people, which meant you were constantly stripping, like you would put the gear on your 4 people, and then if you change them and hit that button again, it would take all the gear off of the old people and put it on the new one, because it was your best gear. So when the final boss hit me with that curveball and pulled in my B team, they were all both under-leveled and butt-naked, except I think rings, because it doesn't auto-equip rings. So that was very, very frustrating. And I would say that, you know, there was like the best writing of the entire game was right before that moment. It was when we read those journals and everything tied together, and it was so good. And then we got there, and it was just like a balloon deflated. It was just like all the happiness and oh my god, this is so cool just went away, because it's like the dawning realization that I need to just go do hours of preparation and grinding and come back to do this one fight, that crashed down on me, and it was so annoying. Someone said I legit thought you'd end the game. I thought about it, Vanna. I thought about it. What I ended up doing is for the next 3 days, I spent 30 to 45 minutes each of those days just grinding and farming gold at the same time. And I ended up using all of it. On the final boss fight, I spent 400,000 gold on hired help. And of course, everyone was up to a level where they were viable. But I mean, if you remember, there was even one point where Ochette went from full health to dead, because the boss did like, the body hit Ochette, the left arm hit Ochette, and the right hand did an AoE, which hit Ochette, and then Ochette went down, and she was like level 72. And my lowest level people, I think when I did the fight, were like 50. And that was like Temenos and Throne, I think. But yeah, so the no XP sharing thing added a lot of time to the game. And it makes you think, like, did they do this on purpose just to inflate how long people would be in the game, even at the cost that this might be frustrating? I don't know. One thing that was suggested to me is maybe this was to make people do the side quests. However, as far as I can tell, the side quests don't give XP. It's just when you kill stuff, like finish battles, you get XP. So it's possible if you do a side quest that ends in a battle, that'll give you XP. But I think in total, you know, the fastest way is just by just killing stuff. There actually was, dude, I Googled, when I realized how much I had to farm, I Googled, how do I get XP the easiest way in Octopath 2? There was this insane method. There was like an item you wear that gives you a low chance to run into cates, which we ran into a few times, those floating fat cat things. They give a ton of XP. Then you have that item on, and you finish Partitio's story. Remember the rich guy that loaned you 80 billion? You go back to him, and you use Partitio's ability to hire him, which is 160,000 gold. That allows you to use him in battle 3 times. When you use him in battle, he does a bunch of random stuff. And one of the things he can do is times XP of this battle by 100. And basically you run around until the stars align and you get a Kate that attacks you, you kill it, you use that ability, and then he does the times 100 XP, and then you end up getting like 15 level ups in one go. But it was, just reading it, it looked like such a pain, I didn't want to do it. I was like, I would rather just watch YouTube over here and just grind levels over here. And that's what I did. I spent 30 to 40 minutes, like 3 days in a row doing that. But yeah, so the no XP share and the moments of incredible cheesiness in the story were the negatives, if you want to say that, but the rest of the game was fantastic. Partitio's story was an example of, even though he was like, oh, you know, this belongs to the people, stuff like that, he found a way to do it that made sense, that wasn't just the heart of the cards, you know? Like, Partitio's story, everything he did mechanically made sense in a way that, like, holy crap, he pulled that off, you know? Like, you know, he needed 80 billion. He found a backer. He managed to get it in writing, even though there's almost no chance it was going to happen. He found the backer. He pitched the idea. It was like Shark Tank in there. He pitched the idea to the guy in a way that the guy was interested, and then found out, what do you want that I could do to make that happen? The guy gave him a task, and Partitio started picking apart that task and made it happen, which is how he invented the mall. And it was just like, the whole thing was like, that makes sense. I loved that. That was great. But yeah, that's it. Good game. It was good enough. It pulled me, again, I've said this a lot recently, but I've been branching out a lot recently. This game was good enough that it made me spend 60 hours on a game that is in a genre I've never really touched before. I think that's pretty high praise. It wasn't a perfect game. I won't go back over it. I've said the negatives, but it was largely fantastic. And I hope you guys enjoyed it as well.